guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. This from a guy, he wrote in a story not too long ago, and he's sharing another story in his life's adventures, focusing on the point that they always come back. They always come back if they want something or things aren't going well. And as a guy, you got to be smart enough to say no and not take them back, and not let the rose-tinted glasses, if you will, of what happened screw things up, because there's a reason that the girl's your ex. Also, you're going to see about how a lot of gals, for whatever reasons, will often use guys to get even with an old boyfriend, if he, or a current boyfriend or husband, if he, in her view, is doing her wrong, whether it is accurate or not, cheating on her or something like that. Or sometimes some gals are panicking that their relationship is getting too serious, they're getting married soon, and will make up a whole story and go off and hook up with some guys as a final sowing their wild oats, if you will, before they get married. So be careful about a gal that's a little rushing into things too much, talks about the bad relationships you just got out of, that type of thing. Now, if you're a guy that doesn't care, it's not going to get attached or anything like that, and don't think it's going to come back to haunt you, knock yourself out, but be aware that type of thing happens, and you're going to see here in this story I'm about to go over. He says, "Hello SSM. Thanks again for sharing my first story about Jessica. Hopefully it will help some young guys out there. It seems like everybody has a crazy gal in their life that they dated or was in a relationship with once named Jessica. Not joking, guys. My parents were divorced, and my dad wasn't a very good role model to me. I will never have a son, so I enjoy being able to share my experiences this way. Before discovering your channels, I shared some of what I learned over the years with a 22-year-old at work. He's a good kid that I'm teaching collision repair." Awesome. Spread the word. If you can help just one young guy out there, then you're doing your job. 3 years after this story took place, I did exactly what SSM stresses guys to do. For 2 years, I focused on myself and my career. I didn't go on one single date during that time. It was one of the best decisions I ever made, because I would not have this life I have right now. SSM, I would like for you to analyze the story I'm about to tell. I met Mandy in May, almost exactly a year after Jessica. So before I get into his little story here, about what I was talking about in the beginning, notice he said after the big breakup and all the turmoil with his ex Jessica, 2 years he didn't date. He focused on himself, and he's so much happier he did that. That's why these people that jump into relationship after relationship without timing to heal, to figure out where they went wrong, to get things back on track with their friends, their families, their hobbies, getting their body back into shape, their career, their purpose. So it's a recipe for disaster. So a month after I ended the relationship, I went to my friend Beth's house with our best friend Brian. Her place was the social hub for some of our friends, and I did not leave for college. When we got there, I saw Mandy for the first time. She'd been staying with Beth for 2 weeks at that point. She told me Mandy was from the next state over, and she lived with her fiance until she caught him cheating on her. Okay, that's the story that we're being told here, or that he was told. Beth was one of her friends, so she came to stay with her. When Mandy got there, they said she was a complete wreck. She seemed to be doing better now, and the guys were already hitting on her. Mandy was pretty and had a hot little body. Well, then, if she's young, in her prime, and she's pretty and a hot little body, there's a line a mile long of dudes that want to pork her. Well, let's be honest here. And she knows it. I thought she still needs more time to sort things out. She didn't need me bothering her, so I didn't talk to her. It wasn't a big accomplishment, but I was better looking than most of the guys that were there. I guess she was curious why I wasn't paying her any attention, and after a while, she started talking to me. It turned into flirting over the next several days. I'm going to stop there. Notice that little part he said here. So she comes stays with this girl, Beth, their mutual friend. Get away from that cheating fiance of hers. And immediately all these guys are hitting on her because she's young and good looking. But this guy here wasn't really paying any attention to her. And so she focused on him. It's amazing. You can have a pretty girl and 50 guys in the room are all chasing after her, but that one guy that isn't, as long as she finds him attractive, she's going to obsess over that guy. That's how it works. That's the power of indifference. Just a little tip there. So the following Saturday, Brian and I planned a fishing trip, and somehow it turned into a couple's trip to the lake. Smack! Translation, you want to get some ass. That's what was going on there. You gave up a bros fishing trip, which guys need some guy time, to bring along some girls. No. You could have seen her another time. I was cautious and let Mandy decide how she wanted things to progress. I knew she wasn't ready for anything other than some attention. Mandy actually wanted a lot of attention. Well, don't they all? Well, if her story's straight that she was engaged and her fiance cheated on her and she's getting away right now, yeah, she's got things to work on. No need to rush into anything. And oh yeah, she wants some attention because if she's being cheated on, she wants to feel like that she's worth something. Most of the day, she was in front of me with my arms around her. Also, every now and then, she wanted a little kiss. If either one of us wanted to do something else, she would be back in front of me a few minutes later. It seemed to make her happy, and I could tell Beth was in disbelief at what she was seeing. Why was she in disbelief? Like because you couldn't get a girl? Or how her friend's behaving? Who knows? Now remember, guys, the story we got is she left because her fiance cheated on her. But what if something else happened here? That night, we went to a party. I decided this one time I'm going to kiss her. She almost immediately pulled away. What happened to her wanting all that physical attention and sticking to you like glue? Mandy said, not tonight, pick me up tomorrow, so we can be alone. My mom and stepdad were out of town, and I picked her up and we went to lunch. Then I brought her to my house. That was when things got really strange. I started making out with her, and she couldn't kiss very well. I've been around the block a few times. I would think that if she lived with her fiance, she'd at least know what she was doing. Well, maybe she's not kissing because she feels very awkward, like she's maybe, I don't know, cheating on the guy, like he didn't cheat on her, she's cheating on him. Or who knows, or maybe he did cheat on her, so she feels a little off. But believe it or not, guys, there are women out there that are terrible kissers. I've met some that are terrible kissers. It's like, Jesus. And they were good at other things, but they were bad kissers. When we got in my bed, it seemed like she had only been to the end of the street. I didn't understand her lack of experience and still wanting to hook up so fast. When we were laying in my bed, cuddling afterwards, I asked her why a 19-year-old was engaged and didn't move back with her parents after her breakup. She said her parents were in a bad car accident. They are better now, but it destroyed them financially. She was actually living with her fiancé and his family. 19 freaking years old and she's engaged. That's crazy. And obviously doing this for stability and financial reasons. They made them get engaged before she can move in with him. I'm not sure what her motives are now. Did she do this to get over him? Is she starting to want to start something with me? Whatever. Whenever I'm around her, she constantly wants affection. I learned to keep my feelings in check, so I'm good with whatever she does. Since my past experiences, it takes a long time to break that wall now. Well, yeah, you're just like, hey, whatever, But let's be honest here, you're the rebound guy. You're the guy that she's obviously trying to get over her ex with or other things with, but if you're not getting attached and you just want to get some ass, well, there you go. But there's a price, guys. You just never know what can happen. The next day, I'm at the pool hall, and Mandy shows up with Beth. I went over, and I said I could have picked you up if you wanted to go out. Mandy said things are moving way too fast, and we need to stop for now. I thought that was strange because we only did what she wanted. Well, what woman knows what she really wants? And funny how she's saying we're moving way too fast, even though she pursued you. When he went on that fishing trip, was always touchy-feely attached to you. We all heard this. And then within obviously a couple days of knowing her, then you're hooking up, even though she obviously was a terrible kisser and seemed very awkward. These were all her idea. We all heard it. And now things are going too fast. Maybe because she got what she wanted, now she's ready to go back to her ex, as they always come back. I just said, okay, and went back to shooting pool. That's all you could do, being different like you always were. I thought to myself, whatever, but she's probably right. I didn't even know she kissed like a pit bull licking an ice cream off your face. Until she was in just her bra and panties. Maybe I'm spoiled, but I wouldn't even know where to begin with a project like her. I'm definitely not going to Beth's house unless I hear from her. Bro, she's a mess. Don't even waste your time. You got laid. You got a war story to tell the grandsons one day, but other than that, no. So, a week later, she called me to tell me she's back with her fiancé. Shocker. Either he cheated and she just got away and used you, not that you really cared, to get revenge, essentially, and then go back to him regardless, or the stories didn't match up and she was just getting away and cheating before probably she got married. Something like that. Think about that. Did she seriously skip the chapter on ghosting? Why did she call me? What was I supposed to say? I thought of some of the things, but kept it to myself. Would I be the a-hole if I didn't? You could say whatever you wanted to her. That wouldn't make you an a-hole. And again, either he did cheat on her and she was getting revenge on him and then she was going back to him, or she got spooked because they're getting married soon and wanted to go off and have a wild fling. Who knows? And you just were that guy, that time and place, and she hooked up with you. But it didn't sound like it was a very good experience because she wasn't very good in the sack. Who knows? But that's good luck trying to figure them out. Man has been trying to figure out women since the Garden of Eden, and he still can't. And women trying to figure out guys, and they can't. Although women have more of our number than we have theirs, let's be honest. But I'm trying to help level the playing field with all these stories here. He says they always come back. One way or another, yes. Mandy went back to her ex, and after 2 months no contact, Amy, my ex-girlfriend, shows up. She apologized for everything. She was so sorry, and would I please give her another chance? Amy was the first girl I ever really loved, and I made the mistake of taking her back several times. Smack! There's a reason an ex is an ex. That's why you don't take them back. Unless, like, you had a good thing going, and then she had to move away, or you had to move away with your family or for school, and you broke up because of long distance, and nothing bad happened. That's okay to get back with an ex. But beyond that, if they had major issues and cheating, lying, manipulation, anything you can throw in there, the odds are people aren't going to change, really. He finishes up by saying here, if you're staying together for the kids, Amy, my ex, will be your daughter. Her parents divorced when she was a teen. They would fight, separate, and get back together. Her entire childhood was nothing but drama. She'd create drama in our relationship because she thought that was normal. Right there. That's why I tell you guys, if your marriage is going to hell in a handbasket, and the only reason you're staying is because of the kids, better to get out. Because if there's constant drama and turmoil and fighting, little kids will think that's normal. And they'll enter in relationships just like that. And if some are really screwed up, they'll create drama because that's all they know. Right here. The point I want to make about what happened with Mandy, please keep in your pants and ask questions first. After the deed is done, too late. He says, SSM people ask me about automotive advice, either about their current vehicle or best options for the next one. I finally watched one of your videos on my TV. Your studio is one of the best options and still is. Well done, sir. He's a car guy, meaning he likes me doing the videos in the car. South Florida is having crazy storms this week, so I'm doing videos in the garage here because the show must go on. And it's actually working out kind of well. But anyhow, so there you go, guys. Do your homework on the girl you get involved with. Don't be careful. Those girls are just getting out of the bad relationship or some story like that, because that could bring turmoil into your life. It was no big deal for him because he got some ass, quick, easy ass, and she was off into the sunset, but he showed you they always go back. She went back to her ex, and even he was dumb enough to take back his crazy ex, Amy, which brought a lot of drama into his life. And remember, guys, sometimes when these gals are suddenly have these bad breakups, it's either because they're trying to get and hooking up real easily, they're trying to get some revenge as the ex, in case that guy cheated, or she's engaged, freaked out, she's getting married, and she's trying to get some before she gets married. It very well could have been there'd been no fight or cheating from her fiance. It was a big lie, and she just wanted to sow her wild oats, if you will, a notch on her little Gucci belt before she got married. Who knows? You were used, but you know what? It didn't sound like you were too broken hearted about it. So anyhow, that'll be an interesting little one to go over here for you relationship guys. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.